Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make graduated earrings featuring Preciosa crystals. Now this is a really trendy design, and I thought it would be wonderful to showcase some of these beautiful crystal colors. So on my table here I have some 6mm, some 8mm, and some 10mm. Now we also do have smaller sizes, so you can go down and you can do like 4, 6, and 8, or you can do 8, 10, and 12. So there's a lot you can do with this. So this is kind of the basic design. So I figured it would be great to show you this. And I'm going to show you a couple little tips on how to get everything nice and even. Okay, so for this tutorial, we are going to be using our chain nose pliers, our flush cutters, our round nose pliers, and depending on your head pins here, I recommend having on hand your nylon jaw pliers in case you need to straighten those wires, and I'll kind of show you how to do that. So I do have some ball head pins here. You could use regular head pins. I just like the little extra decorative element that those ball head pins give. I also have some jump rings and some earring hooks, and you can choose whichever earring hooks you like. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to straighten your head pin. Now I have a very straight one here, but go ahead and kind of take it in your pliers there. And what you just do is you just run your nylon jaw pliers up, and you just sort of squeeze as you go down, and it will help sort of not only work hard on that, so you have a little bit of a nice stiffer wire because we want nice straight head pins here, and then it will also just help to kind of straighten that out. So I'm going to go ahead and set those pliers aside because I've taken the time to straighten most of my head pins out there, so we should be all set to go. Okay, so now I have 6 head pins here. And what I want to do is sort of get them all to line up about the same. And then here's where you can decide how long you want your tiers to be. So here are 3, and you just kind of line them up just like so. Now you can decide, do you want one that's like really, really short and then one that's really, really long, or would you rather have them be a little bit closer together? You can do something like that. Or, like I said, you can do it where one's really long, one's really, really short, however you want to kind of adjust your head pins here. So you can do it a couple of different ways. You can eyeball this, or you can break out your ruler and kind of figure out how you want that to lay. If you need extra help kind of visualizing it, go ahead and take one of each of your crystals here and go ahead and slide them down to each head pin. And then you'll be able to help visualize because of the different sizes here, you might want to kind of adjust it so that maybe they all sit together in one sort of little cluster down there at the bottom, just like that. Or because of, again, the sizing, you might want to give them all a little bit extra space. So you have options here when it comes to sizing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of settle mine in so that they're almost like all right on top of each other. I think it'll make a really nice little sort of cluster there. So I'm going to leave this head pin as is. So that'll be kind of my little base that I'm going to use. I'm just going to kind of hold these all together. And then you can come in with your flush cutters here. And what I recommend is let's cut that first one. And now we're going to cut that third one there so that they all line up together. See? Very nice. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove those crystals. And to make sure I am even on the other side, I am going to put this one down because that should be just fine the way it is. Now I have this one and this one. So go ahead and pick these up, line those balls up at the bottom. And now I can come in with my flush cutters and just cut right there. So I don't really have to measure. I just know exactly where these are going to be. Like I said, if you want to measure, these are 2-inch head pins, so you can do 2-inch, 1.5, and 1 inch, so you can kind of get it all even if you want it that way. I like this method. It kind of allows for the crystals to do what they want to do. There we go. Just double check that. Perfect. All right, so now I have all my head pins ready to go. So that's kind of, one of the easier parts of this. So the next piece here, and let me just kind of go ahead and set my crystals where I want them to be. There we go. So let's do it on this pink one here. So go ahead and again and slide that down. Now normally when we make a simple wire loop, we'll bend it around and then we'll bend it back. But we're going to do something a little different here. So what I want to do is just kind of get my pliers in there, And I'm just going to curl. You can see there, you can't even see the head pin, the tip of the head pin there. I'm just going to curl going down, going down, going down, going down, just kind of all the way around, because what I want to achieve is an eye pin that looks a little bit more like that. Now mine's a little open, so let's go ahead and get our pliers back in there. And what we want to do is just sort of close that up. But normally what we would do is we would come in with our pliers and sort of twist that back. So that is an option for you. I want my head pins though to look like this so that I have that nice sleek little front happening on my head pins. Okay, so we're just going to repeat that for all of ours here. So you're going to get a chance to see a whole bunch of them. Here we go. And again, you can just see it's barely in there. You can't even see it from the top. Curl, 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 curl. And again, if you need to come in and just make sure that we close up that gap. Now we're not going to be opening and closing these, so you don't need to make sure that they are, you know, you don't need to worry about that later. So you're not gonna mess this up, basically, is what I'm saying. All right, curl, 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 curl. And we just want to make sure that it's nice and flush and even. And if you want to, you can come in with your chain nose pliers and just sort of pinch that all together in case it got a little wonky there, because we want that nice sleek line going down the front. All right, just a couple more here. And you can choose all the same color crystal. You can choose, you know, however you want to do it. You can also do kind of an ombre effect if you get some of the blues. We have some beautiful blues here. So you can choose to do that as well. Lots of fun options with these crystals. All right. So you can see pretty much on every one I'm having to sort of go back and like adjust my pliers. That's just, again, to make sure that, I mean, we don't want to lose any of our pieces here. So we just want to make sure that we are getting it close and right up close to that edge of the head pin. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come in, take one of our little jump rings here, just open that up. And now we're going to slide on our pieces, but we want to make sure that we put the big one first, and then making sure those head pins are all facing the same way so we get that nice sleek front. Close that up. And now here's where you can just go ahead and we don't need to open that earring hook either. We can just close that up. And now we have our earrings. So you can see how that looks nice on the front. So you have all three kind of lined up there, and then they'll just sort of swing and hang just like so. All right, so let me show you that one more time because I want to finish up my full pair here. So just come in, give that jump ring just a nice little twist, and we're going to slip on the big one, the medium one, and the small one. Now, if you wanted to, actually, let's go ahead and do that. So I made two earrings that were exactly the same there. So if you look, let's keep that from swinging. So I have the big one, the medium one, the small one. Let's do it where they're opposites. So let's take our jump ring here and let's start with the small one. Then let's do the medium one and the big one. And the reason for this is that way when you wear them, you can either have the small ones towards your face or the big ones towards your face, whichever you like. But that way it kind of has a nice little flare effect. So we're going to actually mirror these earrings. All right. So there we go. And we have our second one here, just like so. So that is how easy it is to make a graduated pair of earrings. Now again, I use the Preciosa crystals for this, but feel free to use gemstones, pearls, whatever you like. This is a really simple design, and I just love how those ball head pins work with this. It gives it just a little extra something. All right, thanks so much for watching. You can get all of these supplies and see even more tutorial videos by heading over to Beadaholique.com. And if you're new to our YouTube channel here, be sure to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss a thing from Beadaholique.